Okay, for lesson 24, you're going to begin dividing decimals, and they kind of break it up for you a little bit strangely, but that's okay. You can figure this out. And just knowing that dividing decimals is just like dividing whole numbers, but you just have to remember where your decimal point goes. So let's just dive into our homework. Okay, so we look at the first one. We see 2.4 divided by 8. So I'm thinking 24 divided by 8 is 3, but we have to move over one decimal point, so 0.3. Okay, and then in D, we have the same number, 2.4 divided by 80 instead of 8. So we're going to divide this into a two-step process. First, we're going to take 2.4 divided by 8, and then we're going to divide it by 10, and breaking 80 into 8 and 10. So if we divide it into two parts, one thing I want to show you here is since 3 can't really be divided by 10, I kind of think of it this way. Remember, we can add on as many zeros as we want. Think about it this way, so that when I get, then I can see that I have two decimal points, two decimal places. Let me just show you the second problem, 1D, a little differently and see if this helps it in your mind better. I feel like it's a little bit confusing the way that they explain it. So let's say we have 2.4 and we're dividing that by 80. So we're going to have to add some zeros here. Okay, so now I have 240, my little decimal point up there, 240 divided by 80 is 3, and then I just have to come back and fill in my zeros. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense to you in your brain, in your math thinking. Okay, try to do some on your own. If you're having trouble with it, we'll still work on it on Thursday, but I think maybe thinking this way about it, it might be a little bit more helpful. And then we'll work on it again Thursday, and I will just do one more for you. Okay, so when we're thinking about 9.45 divided by 9, we know that if we can write this out, what I did here, I just wrote it this way so you could think more mathematically. If I have 9 divided by 1, we get 9, okay? We could do the whole long division right here. So we get 0. We bring down our 4. We cannot divide 4 by 9, so we have to bring down our 5. Okay, so 45 divided by 9 is 5. Okay, and then we would get the same thing here and no remainder. So hopefully that helps you to see it visually in your mind since we've been doing long division. So let's do 1L and see if that helps. So in the homework, they're kind of wanting you to divide, take 9.45 divided by 900 and divide it up to 9 and hundreds to just see how you're doing that. But let's just write it the long division way and see if that helps your thinking. Okay, I'm seeing here that 9 can't be divided by 900, 94 can't be divided by 900, but 945 can be divided by 900. And I have to put in my zeros here. 1 times 900 would be 900. Okay, since I have a remainder here, what we can do, but since we're doing decimals, remember, we can add zeros. So 450, I can't divide that, so I'm going to put a 0 for my place value. Then I'm going to bring down another 0, okay? 4,500 can be divided by 9 5 times, and that would be, so maybe, do you see how when we divided just by 9, we got 1.05. When we're dividing by 900, we're just 2 more place values of the decimal. So we have 0.0105. I know that's a little bit hard to understand, but try to do your best on these and I will help you later this week if you're still struggling. Okay, the directions for number 2 say, use place value reasoning and the first quotient to compute the second quotient. Use place value to explain how you placed the decimal point. Okay, so just think about this. I have 65. Now you can think 65.6, and you're going to put them in groups of 80. So your number is going to be relatively small because you're going to have 80 groups of 0.82. So if you take 65 and you're going to put them in groups of 8, then you're going to have more in each group because you're only having 8 groups instead of 80 groups. So your answer is going to be 8.2. And you can explain that by saying the same thing that I just said. If you have 80 groups, and then your number will be smaller. If you had 80 groups, your number is going to be small, but that goes in each group. You have 65 dividing it 80 times. Then if you had 65.6 and you're dividing it at 8 groups, your number is going to be larger. So hopefully that makes sense in your math mind. Okay, as you're thinking about 2b, you have 2.5 divided into 50 groups. So each group is going to have a little tiny amount, 0.05. Okay, but if you think about that same amount, you have 2.5 candy bars and you're going to divide it into 5 groups, your pieces are going to be bigger, 0.5. Okay, so see if you can explain that in words. Do C and D, and then if you're still having trouble with this, we'll work on it Thursday. Okay, on number 3, we have some word problems. Chris rode his bike along the same route every day for 60 days. I think we're going to divide by 60 here. He logged that he had gone exactly 127.8 miles. Okay, so A says, how many miles did he bike each day? So we're going to divide 127.8 into 60 days. Okay, show your work and explain how you know. Okay, I'm writing it this way because it just helps me to think through it. So I have 127. I can divide 127 by 60, and that would be 2. 2 times 6 is 120. I'm going to subtract, bring down my 8. Then I'm going to divide 78 by 60. That's going to be 1. Now remember, my decimal point goes here. 1 times 60 is 6. Now in decimal, since I still have some left over, I'm going to add zeros here and bring them down to keep all of my place value. Okay, so I have 1.80 divided by 60. That's going to be 3. 3 times 60 is 180. And so I subtract here, and my answer is 2.13. So if you think about A, how many miles did he bike each day? He biked 2.13 miles each day. That's how he got up to. If you add that, you multiply that, you're going to get, multiply these two right here, you're going to get 127.8. Okay, 3B says, how many miles did he bike over the course of 2 weeks? So do you know that 2 weeks are 14 days? Okay, so how many miles did he bike over the course of 2 weeks? So if he walked 2.13 miles each day, we want to know how much he walked, he rode his bike. How many miles would he ride his bike in 2 weeks, which is 14 days? So we would need to go 2.13 14 times because the days, and that will give you the answer to B. How many miles did he bike over 2 weeks, because that was 14 days. Okay, on number 4, it says 2.1 liters of coffee were equally distributed to 30 cups. How many millimeters of coffee were in each cup? Okay, first of all, you have 2.1 liters. Now remember, we're doing we might have to do some conversion here. So this is liters, and we're going to divide that into 30 cups, okay? So 2.1 liters divided into 30 cups equally. And so if you do this, you might have to add 210, you have to add a 0 there. You can add as many zeros as possible. Remember, over here it doesn't change the number if it's to the right of the decimal. Okay, 210. So let's do this division problem, and we'll find out how many liters go into each of the 30 cups. Okay, so if you do your division there, you have 0.07. This is liters. But the question asks us how many milliliters of coffee. So we have to change it to milliliters. And remember, we did that last week. So we're going to have to multiply 0.07. There are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So we're going to have to multiply this times 1,000 to get how many milliliters go into each cup. Okay, hope that was helpful. Talk to you later this week on next Thursday.